Now here is the explanation of lesson number 13, Sultan Ghiyasuddin in Qazi's court. Hundreds of years ago means many years ago, in the eastern province of Bengal. In the eastern province of Bengal means in the eastern part of Bengal. In Hindi, province is called as Prant or Pradesh, as we have states nowadays. Sultan Ghiyasuddin Azam Shah ruled the land. There was a sultan who ruled over eastern province of Bengal. His capital was Sonargaon. As our Maharashtra's capital is Bombay and India's capital is Delhi. So the capital of Bengal was Sonargaon. Sultan Ghiyasuddin was a good ruler. How was Sultan Ghiyasuddin? He was a good ruler. He ruled wisely as well, and he ruled very wisely and well. During his period, the people were happy. He was not a wicked or a cruel man. He respected men of learning. Men of learning means learned men, as we have scholars, ulma, alim, pandit. So they were the scholars. So these people are called as men of learning. He had a deep regard for law. In his heart, he has a great respect for law. One day, while the Sultan was practicing with his bow and arrows, in olden days, it happened to be that the kings and the sultans have to practice with their bow and arrow for wars and hunting. He accidentally wounded the only son of a poor widow. Accidentally, what happened? He did not did it deliberately. When he was having the practice of bow and arrow, it happened that the only son of a poor widow, एक बेवा औरत का ओनली सन मीन्स इकलौता बेटा, wounded, जख्मी. He got accidentally wounded by the hands of Sultan. The wounded boy did not survive. Did not survive means he did not live. He died because of the injury of bow and arrow of Sultan. Weeping and wailing. Weeping and wailing means weeping very loudly, crying with loud noise. The poor widow went to the Qazi and told him what had happened. She lost his son. Naturally, she will weep and wail very loudly. She lost her son because of Sultan. So she went to Qazi to complain against Sultan and told him what happened to her. The Qazi was an honest and upright man. The Qazi was an honest and a righteous person. He sent an officer to summon the Sultan to his court. Summon is a written notice. Summon is a written notice to call someone by law. When the officer reached the palace, the guards stopped him. When he reached the palace, the guards did not allow him to enter the palace and inquired about his business. This business means not the business we have these days. Business means what was the matter, why he came here. This is the meaning of business is different here. They inquired about his business means why he came, for what he came, to the palace. When they learned that he had come to serve a summon on the Sultan, they were shocked. When they learned means not learning like you. You learn in the school and at home. Learned means when they came to know. जब उन्हें पता चला that he had come to serve a summon on the Sultan. They were shocked. They were very much surprised. Shocked means उन्हें जानकर बहुत ताज्जुब हुआ या धक्का लगा, अचंभा लगा. They refused to let him go inside the palace. They refused to let him go inside the palace. They did not allow him to enter the palace. The officer was now in a fix. Fix means in a situation that he could not decide what to do. The guards did not allow him to enter the palace. But he knew that he could not return without serving the summons. He wanted to do his duty and he did not want to return without serving the summons to the Qazi. The Qazi would not take him back. He had to find a way of reaching the Sultan somehow. It was very important to reach the Sultan. What he could do? He thought and thought. He thought again and again what to do to deliver the summon to Sultan. At last, he began to sound the azan. What he did to reach Sultan? He began to sound azan. Azan, you know very well. We have 5 times prayer. Before namaz we have azan. The call for the prayer. Loudly just outside the palace. He started giving azan outside the palace. It was not yet the time for the prayer. It was not the time of any prayer. So Sultan was surprised. When the Sultan heard the loud, untimely call, untimely means it was not the time of any prayer that time. Untimely call, he was greatly surprised. He ordered that the man giving the call should be brought before him immediately. This means the officer's idea worked. He had an idea to give untimely azan. So it was offense to give untimely azan. So he was called immediately by Sultan.